The dreadful truth about Queen Marika. The one great was once called the Great Tree, and the Great Tree was once called the Helfen, and the Helfen is what we now know is called the Spiral Tree. It grew in the spirit world and was considered the lamp wood that guided the dead. All manner of death washed up in this land of spirits as it sat in the very center of the lands between. That is until the suppressing tower, or as we would call it, the pillar, was built to suppress all who entered. Its roots spread all across the lands between and the spirit world before the spirit world was renamed the Land of Shadow. Through its roots, all life and death would be blended together in what would be called crucibles. This is the process that's occurring within the catacombs, which are all built around great tree roots. The process, however, can be seen as being interrupted, with the tree spirits being stuck as an amalgamation of different beings which inevitably produce golden seeds. This can also be compared to the Karen/Academy graving school method of making a seed of stars from the bodies of many sorcerers. One being composed of primordial life/amber, while the other is composed of residual life/glintstone. The mother of all these crucibles would sprout upon giants and contain all the aspects of the crucible. The word sprout being used specifically to bring to mind the Miranda flower, of which is called a sprout when it is small. This is also not a coincidence, as the Miranda flower is an aspect of the crucible, a flower that grows on specifically humans, calls down a rain of light which is considered divine, marches the essence of an ancient pack as guardians, consumes human flesh, is vulnerable to fire, and strangely described as a blood red flower. Never mind the fact that the dragon priestess's mace depicts an ancient flower as if to show some relationship with this very same flower and the giants themselves. Take all this into account and it paints a shockingly clear picture. It confirms that giants are the ancestors of man, as the Miranda flowers seem to prefer human flesh and grow from humans, of which the giants were. This would also explain why Marika, despite being a giant, is no better than man. Miranda flowers being weak to fire would also explain why the giants would turn to the fell god, and why Marika as a giant would be cursed with both fire and plant-like properties. The flowers are said to be the result of an ancient pack deteriorating with age. Like the shaman, the guardians of the minor earth trees are considered part tree, and seeing as Marika's own incantation is literally called minor earth tree is not a stretch. This means that Queen Marika was cursed to become a tree as part of an ancient pact by the shamans as they were guardians, but as this pact began to weaken, flowers would start to bloom from their bodies instead. In response to this, the shamans would sign another ancient pact to become guardians of a flame in order to rid themselves of the flowers. Marika would then harbor a contradicting duality within herself, both the destructive nature of the flame of ruin as well as the bloom of new life that comes after rot and decay. Shaman flesh blending harmoniously with what's around it, while the bloom-like element of the Miranda flower calls down a rain of light. These traits being things she divests herself of via her children. Mikola of golden blood and eternal youth utilizes the light of the Miranda flower and infuses it into his brother's weapon. Melina manifests Marika's bloom, who like the Skadu tree avatar, Sunflower, must bloom 3 times before it can die and be reborn. Radon inherits the flame that the giants once relied on to stave off the approaching rot and buds. Rykard, Godric, Godfrey, Godfroy, and the Golden Signs all rely on some form of grafting, with which beasts and others have their flesh harmoniously fused with theirs. Mesmer inherits not only the fire, but the dark aspects of the Great Will, which leads to his body melting with a dark serpent and prophecy of flame. Ronnie inherits the dark moon, and Melina inherits the frenzied flame. 2 things set on removing the current order, with one choosing to sacrifice herself to burn away the impenetrable thorns, and the other sacrificing their flesh to make death possible again. The spiral tree predates the creation of the earth tree and has wood that has a white color. The amber that was collected from it is called soiled amber, while that which is collected from the Prince of Death is called sullied amber. The quality of this amber is being brought up to showcase just how much time exists between the age where the spiral tree stood tall and the current age where Godwin is the Prince of Death. The spiral tree would go on to inspire the people of the earth tree, as well as lay the foundation for things such as their Inquisition in America's Elden Room. And a later young Imperium would feel inspired to create a Halic tree based off the earth tree, but would realize that an imitation could offer no true aid. The spiral tree would persist long throughout the prehistoric era, and in time would have some of its bark used as paper to write down the details on how one can attain godhood. This most likely being left behind by the god of the prehistoric era who served the Dragon Lord, who would have gone on to collect the gravel stone of lesser dragons to forge a weapon that they would come to fear. The Tibian Mariners are the oldest of graveyard keepers, and they would aid the Lampwood in its task of guiding the dead with lamplight. Marika's grace would mimic lamplight, but unlike it, it would be seen by more than those who met their death in battle. The reason I know Marika's grace is fate is because mimic grace exists without order, and the very incantation Marika invented is to count as a go only without order. It is a useful last resort after all for those who have lost their way, or for use by those who believe that unrefined guidance will lead to a true encounter. Thank you all for watching. Part 2 coming soon.
That it's always got your back while never understanding you were never a perfect match. The darkness merely adopted you to make you do its bidding. I was born in it, molded by it, embraced by it, made whole by it. I didn't see the light of day until I was a man, and by then it was nothing to me but blinding. Darkness, darkness, my old friend, the only smile I understand. No family known, but my brothers in arms. The one time they ever faced me, they sought to betray me because of my design. The seeds of betrayal rooted too deep to say both son and father are lost forevermore. And from then on I vowed not to lead the charge. I am the serpent hanging from the tree, just as mother envisioned me to be, locked away and shunned of light. Darkness becoming my only companion, but deep inside hides dark fame. Tell my men I am the one solely responsible. Hide my curse, hide it all from the world that cursed us. No remedy to cure my affliction, no hardship not endured, only blades of mercy for my heart and flame to cleanse their souls. For what is preordained cannot be altered or ever changed. It can only redirect it thanks to delays. Just as the sun is faded, set as the moon begins to rise, only in one place were they ever entwined. The crusade wages long and hard into eternity. Direct your fear, direct your rage, and me alone. Let no one hold the torch, an orb of flame that won't let me go. No matter how much I try, my hands stay dirty to keep hers clean. My duty binds me the deeds, just as thorns attached to trees.